Hello everyone, it's Alex from Bad Decks Play Badly, and I am back. My leg surgery went okay. I can now hop up the stairs, which is pretty good. I've had to keep my leg elevated for the last sort of 2 weeks, so I haven't really been playing any Magic. I've pretty much spent my time playing Fallout 4 and all of the old Call of Duty games. I've been playing a lot of Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. I've kind of got so into it recently. I've just ordered Black Ops 1. I used to love those games, 10 years ago. Man, that was some good console gaming. So that's kind of what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. I haven't really thought of deck ideas. I haven't played Magic. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to playing Magic now, to be honest. I didn't really know what sort of deck to make. I've kind of been a bit blank. Yeah, I've been thinking about it for when I did return. And in all honesty, I think what I wanted to do more than anything was just play Siege Rhinos over and over again. Who doesn't love Siege Rhino? Even in Modern, it's just awesome. I might as well show you it now. So I'm just going to crack on and go straight into the deck. I've talked about Siege Rhino, so I might as well show you it first. If you don't know what it does, please read. I will explain. It costs 4 mana, 4/5 trample. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. So a good 6-point life swing every time it enters the battlefield. And essentially what I want to do is just play as many Siege Rhinos as possible and smash face. When you haven't played Magic in as long a time as I have, Siege Rhino is the perfect card to come back and just start whooping ass. As you can tell, it's an Absan deck, and I have had to kind of work with the mana base that I've got, which is on a budget. But I think it'll work. Alright, I'll just start with 1-drops. I'll go straight into it. Just 2 paths. Everyone knows Path to Exile. Exile target creature. Its controller gets a basic land tapped. Just a great card, great removal. Just 2 copies of that, because it's mainly more of a creature deck. So, just paths, really. I need a lot of ramp, and I need a lot of ways to sort of mana fix. So, I've got 2 copies of Avacyn's Pilgrim. Obviously, it's just a 1/1. It's basically Land War Elves, but I get to tap for white, which is great, because I'll need white at some point in this. I've got 4 copies of Birds of Paradise. You must have seen this card a billion times by now. Just tap it, add 1 mana of any colour, which is exactly what we need. So, we've got a few other cards in the old 2-drop. We've got more ramp. Sylvan Caryatid. It's a Defender, Hexproof, and add 1 mana of any colour, 0/3. Yep, just a lot of ramp to start a game off, which can kind of fix our mana a bit, because we are running budget lands, so yeah, trying to get 3 colours in Modern on a budget is not, it's pretty difficult. I was trying not to use too many shock lands, so let's have a go. Like Llanowar Waste, I didn't want to use too many, because I didn't want to, use all my life up just getting my mana across. So hopefully this package should allow us to have good enough mana for the game. I've got 4 copies of Wall of Blossom, sorry. I could have done Wall of Omens in this deck, but I thought I've got more green mana than I have white, so it's exactly the same card, so I put Wall of Blossoms in. It's quite simple. When it enters battlefield, draw a card. It will be useful, and I'll tell you later on in a second. More removal is just 2 copies of Abrupt Decay. It can't be countered and destroy target non-land permanent with converted mana cost of 3 or less. Very self-explanatory, very good card. And yeah, I just love Abrupt Decay. So how are we going to be getting our Rhinos? There's only 4 in the deck, so we need to be able to get the Rhinos. So I've got 4 copies of Eldritch Evolution. There are other cards you can use to tutor out, but I think Eldritch Evolution is pretty good. It can also allow us to get other cards in the deck, which will be very friendly towards our Siege Rhino. Basically, sacrifice a creature, search library for a creature card with converted mana cost X or less, where X is 2 plus the sacrifice creature's converted mana cost. So, pretty easy to understand how this works. If I have a Sylvan Caryatid down, I can use Eldritch Evolution and get a Siege Rhino. If I have a Wall of Blossoms down, just draw me a card, I don't need it anymore. Eldritch Evolution, Siege Rhino. Just a great, great, great card. I've got 1 copy of Eternal Witness. This is quite good just for getting a Siege Rhino back from the graveyard to our hand, or any other card we want back from the graveyard to our hand. Only the 1, because, if I really am in a pinch, I can use an Eldritch Evolution to get an Eternal Witness back. So I only need one really in the deck, just to have it there really, so I can search it out. This is one of my favourite tutors now in probably all of Magic, because no one ever plays it. It's really good. It's Mwonvuli Beast Tracker. Okay, if I butchered that, I do apologise, but I've never actually had to say it out loud before. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a creature card with Death Touch, Hexproof, Reach, or Trample, and reveal it. Shuffle your library and put the card on top. So this guarantees our next draw will be a Siege Rhino, and it's this is going to be our main way of just getting Siege Rhinos consistently. I can also sacrifice it once it's come down to an Eldritch Evolution, and get another Siege Rhino. Self-explanatory, absolutely brilliant card. As well as Siege Rhinos, I have got 4 copies of Restoration Angel. So once I've got Siege Rhino down, I want to blink it as many times as possible, really. So I can use Restoration Angel, flash it in. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile target non-angel creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under your control. So I just get to blink Siege Rhino with that. Or I could blink another... I'm just going to call him Beast Tracker. Or I can... blink another Beast Tracker. I can blink a Wall of Omens. It's just perfect in this deck, and it's a 3/4 flyer, so it has evasion, and it will help smash face. It's a pretty simple deck, to be honest. Quite a bit of synergy, but it will work out. I've also got, just at the top end of our curve, I've got 1 Woodland Bellower. It's just a 6/5, but when it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a non-legendary green creature card with converted mana cost of 3 or less. Put onto the battlefield and shuffle your library. So this won't be able to get us a Siege Rhino, but it will be able to get us a Beast Tracker, which will in turn get us a Siege Rhino. You see how this goes? Plus it's a 6/5. It's very good. It's just good at the top end of our curve. It will just get us another Siege Rhino, or it can get us an Eternal Witness if the Siege Rhino is in the graveyard. So, cool little synergies like that will just keep us having a Siege Rhino. That's kind of the plan. Sun Titan is another good card. It's got Vigilance, 6/6, cost 6 put down. And whenever Sun Titan enters the battlefield or attacks, he may return target permanent card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, this won't be able to get a Siege Rhino, but it will be able to get from the graveyard a Beast Tracker. It will be able to get a Wall of Blossoms. It will be able to get... an Eternal Witness. It would be able to get us some ramp maybe. It's a good card to have in the deck, and especially late game if they're killing a lot of our stuff, it's just a great card to have. But yeah, that is the main deck. As you can see, it's really simple. It's just focused around getting Siege Rhinos and smashing face. All of our top end creatures are pretty big on power and toughness, and with trample as well. I'm just hoping that this will be enough. The lands were tricky on a budget, I'll give you that. So what we really need more than anything is just green. We need all of our ramp is green, and we kind of splashing white and splashing black. So I've made sure all of our lands are have green mana. We'll start off with 4 copies of Blooming Marsh. When it enters the battlefield, tapped unless you control 2 or few other lands. That's great because turn 1, 2 or 3, that's when we need the land most. So it's just a perfect addition to the deck. I've got 2 copies of Brushlands. I could have put more in, but I don't want to have too many Shocklands. So just a 2, pay colours, or I can shock myself to get green or a white. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forests. Obviously forests are very important for our ramp, so just forests, perfect. I've got 1 copy of Llanowar Wastes. I could have put more in, but like with Blooming Marsh, Brushland, I didn't want to shock myself too much, so just the 1. It was kind of a filler land because I've kind of got my lands sorted the way I like it, and I needed just I needed 3 lands basically at the end. So I put 1 Llanowar Waste and 2 Brushlands in. I've got a Plains just in case we get pathed, same as having a Swamp just in case we get pathed. I've got the ultimate budget Absan lands. It's pretty much standard from a few years ago. Sandstep Citadel. It does come in tapped, which is a little irritating, but it does give us all the mana we do want. We have 4 copies of Sun Petal Grove. This is why I've got so many forests, really. When it enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a forest or a plains. So I'm hoping to have at least 1 forest each game, so this shouldn't come in tapped. But yeah, that's kind of it. And as I said, the 1 swamp. Yeah, this is the deck. It's just get Siege Rhinos, play Siege Rhinos, blink Siege Rhinos, get Siege Rhinos back from the graveyard, you know, get stuff back from... It's just a really cool mid-range deck, and you've probably seen a very similar decks to this with Siege Rhinos and just as a mid-range, but it does hold up in Modern, I think. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, just Restoration Angels and Siege Rhinos, the shell was usually good enough to win games, so we'll see how that goes. Right, sideboard. This is where I had a bit of fun, actually, because I have the old Beast Trackers. I actually tried to pick cards which had either Death Touch, Hexproof, Reach, or Trample in my sideboard, as you'll see in a second. So we don't have many flyers other than Restoration Angel. So Silk Lash Spider, it does have Reach, so we can fetch it up, and it has the awesome ability where I can pay 2 green and X to deal X damage to each creature with flying. That could come in handy, as you know, Lingering Souls or anything like that, Spirits. It's just a really good card against flyers. I've got 1 more path, just in case we need a little bit more removal. I've got 2 Acidic Slimes. It does have Death Touch, so we can fetch it up. And when it enters the battlefield, I can destroy a target artifact, enchantment, or a land. Great card. We all know about this card. It's just awesome. Against control, I've got 1 copy of Carnage Titan. It has Trample and Hexproof, so I can fetch it up, and it can't be countered. So once I get this down, boom, you know, we're sorted. We're going against control. Also against control, just a sort of lower end thing to do against control. It's got Hexproof, so I can fetch it out again. Frun, the last troll. We all know about Frun. He's a good card, and against control, he's very good. And I can also regenerate him, because the only way to get him is board wipes, and I can regenerate him, so he's perfect in there. Also, more stuff against control, just 3 copies of Dress, self-explanatory, reveal. So they reveal their hand, I choose non-creature, non-land card from it, they discard it. Very good. I've got 1 copy of Liliana's Death Majesty, because I thought I needed more graveyard tech, just in case all my stuff starts getting destroyed. I can plus it to get 2/2 black zombie creatures, which is good, and I'm sure that'll have relevance, especially in control matchups. But it's mainly here for the -3, where I return target creature card from my graveyard to the battlefield. It is black. It is a black zombie in addition to its other colours and types. The -7, destroy all non-zombie creatures. I'm pretty certain I'm never going to ever get to that, but you just never know. But this is what I'm going to use for my graveyard tech. Just minus it, get a Siege Rhino back, get anything back, and then from then on just keep plussing and just gumming up the board. Against Planeswalkers and stuff like that, I've got 2 copies of Angel of Sanctions. When it enters the battlefield, I may exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. It also has Embalm 6, which is pretty great, so I can use it. If it gets killed, I can still use it again. I'm trying to mainly go creatures for my sideboard, just so I can tutor them out with the old Eldritch Evolution. Yeah, just good cards. And 3 copies of Relic of Patronitus, because graveyard decks are still a thing and they're so annoying, so unfortunately we still have to put relics in. There are creatures that get rid of graveyards. I think there's a new spirit that's out at the moment, but I haven't got any copies of it, and I thought, well, relic would be fine. Hopefully I just won't run into any graveyard decks, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that is the deck. I've just called it Rhinos because that's what I'm doing. Rhinos. Alright, well, that's the deck tech. I hope you guys enjoy the games. It might do alright. I've made similar decks to this and it tends to perform very well. It all depends, really. Yeah, it all depends what our opponents are doing. But just Siege Rhino after Siege Rhino tends to get the job done. Alright, well, it's good to be back, guys, and I'll see you for the games. If you like what I do, please like, please subscribe. All of it is really appreciated. I've been weirdly hovering around the 58 to 59 subscriptions recently. It went up to 59 the other day, and I got a bit excited, and then it went down to 58, then down to 57, then back up to 58. So obviously my downtime is losing me subscribers, and is but luckily I'm not in it for that. But I'm hoping to get to 60. That's, you know, baby steps, isn't it? Alright, have a good one, guys, and I'll see you for the games. Bye.